A story of Jephthah and his vow. In the days when the judges ruled over Israel, there was a man named Jephthah the Gileadite. He was a mighty warrior, but his life had been marked by hardship and rejection. Jephthah was the son of Gilead, but his mother was a prostitute, and because of this, his half-brothers despised him. When they came of age, they drove Jephthah away from their father's household, saying, "You shall not inherit anything in our father's house, for you are the son of another woman." Jephthah fled to the land of Tob, where he gathered a band of outlaws and became known as a valiant fighter. Years passed, and the Israelites once again fell into sin, turning away from the Lord to worship the gods of the surrounding nations. Because of their disobedience, God allowed the Ammonites to oppress them. The Israelites cried out to the Lord for deliverance, and they sought a leader who could rescue them from their enemies. It was then that the elders of Gilead remembered Jephthah. They went to him in the land of Tob and pleaded, "Come and be our commander, so that we may fight against the Ammonites." Jephthah was hesitant at first. He reminded them of how they had treated him, saying, "Did you not hate me and drive me out of my father's house? Why do you come to me now when you are in trouble?" The elders admitted their wrongdoing and promised that if Jephthah led them to victory, he would become the head of all the inhabitants of Gilead. Jephthah agreed, and the people made their vow before the Lord at Mizpah. Before going into battle, Jephthah sent messengers to the king of the Ammonites, seeking to resolve the conflict peacefully. He argued that the land in dispute had been given to Israel by God, and that the Ammonites had no rightful claim to it. However, the king of the Ammonites refused to listen, and war became inevitable. Jephthah, filled with the Spirit of the Lord, prepared for battle. But as he set out, he made a vow to the Lord, saying, "If you give the Ammonites into my hands, whatever comes out of the door of my house to meet me when I return in triumph from the Ammonites will be the Lord's, and I will sacrifice it as a burnt offering." Jephthah and his army fought bravely, and the Lord delivered the Ammonites into their hand. They were utterly defeated, and Jephthah returned home victorious. But as he approached his house, his only child, a young daughter, came out to meet him, dancing with joy and playing a tambourine. When Jephthah saw her, he tore his clothes in anguish and cried out, "Oh no, my daughter! You have brought me down, and I am devastated. I have made a vow to the Lord that I cannot break." His daughter, showing remarkable faith and courage, replied, "My father, you have given your word to the Lord. Do to me as you have promised, now that the Lord has avenged you of your enemies, the Ammonites. But grant me this one request. Give me 2 months to roam the hills and weep with my friends because I will never marry." Jephthah agreed, and after 2 months she returned to her father, who fulfilled his vow to the Lord. This tragic story of Jephthah and his daughter serves as a sobering reminder of the importance of weighing our words carefully, especially when making vows to God. Jephthah's rash promise led to unimaginable sorrow, yet his daughter's willingness to submit to God's will demonstrates profound faith and obedience. The account of Jephthah is recorded in the book of Judges, and it continues to challenge readers to consider the weight of their commitments and the depth of their trust in God.